Hi everyone, today I am here to bring you a full body Pilates tower workout using a magic circle. As far as equipment goes for this workout, you need a Cadillac tower or springboard and a magic circle. The magic circle I'm using is on the smaller side, however, if you just have the larger standard circle, that will do just fine as well. As far as springs go, today we'll be using short arm springs. Mine are yellow springs from Balance Body with our roll down bar. We'll also be using long purple or heavy leg springs with loops attached. And I do have handles to attach to my shorter arm springs as well for later. As always, please listen carefully to your body during this workout, and let's get started. All right guys, so I'm all set up. I have my mat laid out in front of my springboard. I have my short arm springs attached to number 8. That's about shoulder height for me, and they are attached to my roll down bar. Then I have my long leg springs, my purple springs, attached to number 5, which is hip height, and they have loops at the bottom. We're gonna start facing in towards the springboard with our ring between the calves. So you're going to place that ring between the meaty parts of the calves. You can adjust it slightly higher or slightly lower just for comfort. And then you're going to grab onto your push-through bar, your roll-down bar, with your hands wide. Sit up nice and tall on your sit bones, please. Give that circle a little bit of a squeeze as you push the bar down towards it. And then inhale, float the arms up as you release the squeeze on the circle. So exhale, squeeze the circle, press the bar down. Inhale, release the squeeze and float the bar up. We'll do a few more here. Growing nice and tall through the crown of the head. Good, last 3. Making sure the tops of the wrists are nice and straight. One more time. Now hold that pressure downward on the bar, hold the squeeze on the ring, and tuck the tailbone under. And then roll back up, release the squeeze on the circle, and float the bar up. And again, press down, squeeze, and pelvic tilt. Roll back up, release the squeeze, arms float. Inhale, exhale, pelvic tilt. And roll up. Last 2. One more time. Now stay back here with your pelvis tucked forward and under, little squeeze on the ring, and then now we're going to curl up and down from the sacrum to the shoulder blades. Good. Articulating the spine on the way down, keeping the tailbone tucked forward and under. 4 more here. And 3. And 1. Roll all the way up to seated. Take a breath, inhale here. Exhale, angle one side of the bar down so that your spine is slightly rotated towards that lower side. Give the ring a squeeze, roll back, pelvis tucks under, and then we roll back to that shoulder blade and up. So you're just angling that movement. And again, you're squeezing the circle every time you rise away from the floor. The last 4, and 3. The last 1, we'll come to our higher point. We'll rotate the bar over to the other side, and again, come down to the shoulder blade and up, giving that ring a little squeeze. Last 4. The last 2, and 1. Come back center, sit all the way up, inhale. Exhale, press slightly down on the bar, squeeze slightly in on the ring, and roll all the way down to your back. Widen your collarbones, and if you feel like you need maybe a little less tension here, just scooch in towards your springboard a little bit. I want you to flex your feet now so that the toes are lifted, the heels are down. We're going to pull the bar in towards the chest and release. and in towards the chest, and release. Last 4, just warming up through the back. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Pull the bar in towards the chest. Curl your head, neck, and chest forward. And now release and pull back to the chest. The last 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Hold those arms long and the head, neck, and chest lifted. Press the bar down towards your thighs. Now, as you press the bar down towards your thighs, I want you to see how light you can make your heels. They don't necessarily have to come all the way off the floor. In fact, for me, that feels almost impossible. They can lift a little bit. But you want them to feel like they weigh nothing. Good. And if they can lift off the floor that inch or 1/4 of an inch, that's good as well. The last 4. 3, try to keep your low ribs attached to the mat. Last 2. And 1 more time. Good. Lower your head down. Look over one shoulder and then the other to give that neck a moment of reprieve. Come back center. Let's roll the spine all the way up and release that bar for just a moment. And what we're going to do is take one ankle on top of the circle. You're going to grab onto your bar again. So now you've got one ankle on top of the circle, the other foot down on the floor, both arms are holding the bar. You're going to roll the spine all the way down so that the leg that's on the circle is straight. The other knee is coming up into tabletop. You're going to curl your head, neck, and chest up and down here, keeping the ring nice and stable, rolling that spine up, almost into a teaser position. Good. Let's do 4 more here. And 2. And 1. Now, similar to what we did before, we're going to angle the bar so the low side of the bar is close to the lifted knee, and curl up and down again on that little angle. For 4. The last 2. And last 1. Let's lower the head down. If you can, you're going to slide your free leg up to the ceiling in front of the bar, and we're going to work on kind of a variation of climb a tree. So with the leg that's on the ring, I want you to push slightly down so that the hamstring and the glute is active. The other leg is pointing straight up to the ceiling. Collarbones nice and wide here. Take a breath, inhale. And then exhale, I want you to reach that bar up the back of your thigh, up to your ankle maybe, and then roll the spine all the way back down. Inhale here, exhale, roll up, and roll down. Again, you've got a little bit of pressure down into the ring with that extended leg. The last 3. And 2. And last 1. Lower down, stay down. Put a little downward pressure into your roll down bar, and now circle your top leg around for 8, 7, 6, the last 4, and reverse it for 8, 7, ring is steady, the last 4, the last 2, and 1. From here, we're going to sneak that leg out, switch out our legs so that the opposite ankle is on the ring. You may have to sit up just to adjust it. So it's right in line with your hip. Ankle on there, hands back wide again. Let's roll the spine all the way down. Make sure the ring feels secure. Bring your opposite knee into a tabletop position. Take a breath, inhale here, and then exhale, curl up away from the floor and slowly down towards the floor, keeping the collarbones nice and wide. Last 4 here. And one more time. Here we're going to angle that bar slightly so that the lower side of the bar is to the outside of this lifted knee. And we're curling up and down again on that angle. Last 4. Your lifted knee is in line with your hip, which is in line with your foot. Last 2. And 1. Come back center. Slide that foot onto the other side of the bar so it's closer to you. From here, you're going to roll that bar up the back of the leg, reaching for your calf, maybe your ankle, and then slowly roll the spine back down. At the bottom of the movement, I am putting a little downward pressure down on the bar. As a reminder, your hamstring on your extended leg, on the leg that's on the ring, is pressing slightly down. Last 3. And 2. And 1 more. Collarbones wide, head is heavy on the mat. Press slightly down on your bar, and then we circle the top leg for 8, 7, 6, and reverse it. The last 8. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Let's sneak ourselves out of this position, coming all the way up to seated. Remove your leg from the top of the ring. Bring your hands to the outside cushions and just roll your spine slowly all the way down to the mat. Bring your feet close enough to you that they feel nice and stable on the floor. Put a little pressure in on the ring as you curl your head, neck, and chest forward and tap your thighs with the base of the ring. Inhale, lower your head down and maybe take your gaze and the ring back behind you. Exhale, curl your head, neck, and chest forward, tapping the thighs with the base of the ring. Inhale, lengthening your spine back, reaching the ring back overhead. And a few more here. Last 2. And 1. Lower your head down, bring the ring right overhead. Bring your right knee and then your left knee into tabletop. From here, extend your left leg forward. Bring your head, neck, and chest forward and place that ring on top of your calf. on top of your shin. When you're ready, you're going to switch your legs and bring the ring back behind you. And then switch the legs and bring the ring forward. You can keep your head, neck, and chest lifted the whole time. Or when the ring goes back behind you, you can lower your head down. So for me, every time my right knee is in, my head, neck, and chest are forward, and so is the ring. We'll switch that in just a few moments. Last 3. Last 2. And 1 more. Good. Hug your knees into your chest, rock a little side to side, and then we'll repeat that with our other knee close to us first. So I'm going to start with my left knee in, my right leg out, with the ring and my head, neck, and chest forward. And then as I switch, I bring my head back and forward again. Last 4. Last 2. And 1. And rest. Very nice job. All right, let's rock and roll ourselves up to seated. We're going to come all the way up to standing for a little bit. I'm going to take my roll down bar off and put my handles on. Grab onto your ring and take a pretty decent step away from the wall. So I've got a soft bend in my elbow when the spring is long. I've got my ring on my outside hip. From here, I'm stabilizing through my feet. My feet are at least sit bone distance apart, if not a little bit wider. And now as I press into the circle, I'm going to take my arm across the body. Good. Inhale, exhale, squeeze the ring and cross the midline of the body. Good. Do your best to keep your hips and your shoulders square to the front of the room and the weight even between the feet. I've got a little soft bend in my knees here. The last 4. And 3. And 1 more. Now I'm going to take the ring between my hands. I'm going to take a breath, inhale, and rotate back towards the tower. Exhale, squeeze the circle as I rotate the other direction. I'm rotating right at those lowest ribs, trying to keep my hips again facing straight forward. For 4, and 3, and 1 more time. Come center, take a quarter turn so that you're facing away from your tower. You can adjust yourself forward or back. From here, I've got my hand on the loop, and I've also got it around a circle, feet about sit bone distance apart. I'm going to press my arms forward and squeeze the circle. Last 4. And 2. And 1. Now hold that ring forward, bring your arms a little bit higher, bend your elbows so that the ring halos your head, and then press those arms back forward again. Bend, and press, and bend, and press. Last 4. And 1 more time. Good. Bring the ring back to your chest. Release that strap. Switch to your other handle. We're going to stay facing this direction and do that chest press forward. So grabbing onto the edges of the ring, leaning into the wind, even weight through both feet. Hips are facing straight ahead of you. We just press and bend. And as you press, you're adding a little pressure inward on your ring. Good, last 4. And 1 more. Hold that ring forward, lift your arms up, bend your elbows, and press. If you need to make any adjustments as to where you're holding your handle so that your wrists feel comfortable, please feel free to do so. Last 4, we're trying to keep our elbows nice and still in space. And 1 more. And release. Quarter turn away from the camera, keeping the ring in between the hands. We're going to rotate. Exhale away from the tower. And inhale, rotate back. And exhale, rotate away. And inhale, rotate back. Last 4. And last 2. And 1 more time. Last exercise here, that ring goes on the outer hip. Slight pressure inward. Feet about sit-bone distance apart or maybe slightly wider. You're going to press that arm, your sprung arm, across the body as you squeeze the circle. Inhale, expand the ring. Exhale, squeeze in. Last 4. Last 2. And 1 more time. Very nice job. All right, let's come down to the mat. You can leave your springs right as they are. We're going to have our head facing towards the tower. You just need one of your handles in your hands. And if it feels like this is way too much tension, you could always drop your spring down. What I'm going to do is just scooch a little closer to my tower. I'm going to bring my opposite leg, the arm that's holding the spring, up into tabletop. And I'm going to take my circle against that thigh. I'm pushing in with my hand. I'm also pushing in with my thigh so that I've got a little bit of compression there. And then when you're ready, you're going to take a breath, inhale, and then exhale, just push your hand down towards the floor. Inhale, float it back up. As you're pressing that arm down, you can do one of 2 things with your free foot. You can either leave it on the floor, or if you'd like, you can add a little knee lift as the arm comes down, foot comes down as the arm lifts up. We're not here very long. Last 4. And 3. And 1. Now leave your knee up. Bend your elbow to 90 degrees. We're going to do a little tricep extension. And you have the option, as your elbow bends, for your leg to extend. So the knee bends as the elbow extends. Otherwise, your knee is in tabletop or your foot could be flat on the floor. Last 3. And 2. And 1 more time. And rest. Release that handle, grab onto your other, and let's switch sides. So place that ring against your free leg, bring your hand against that leg, the ring on the other side as well, and create a little bit of compression. Widen your collarbones here, and then when you're ready, you're going to press that arm straight down towards the floor and straight up. Exhale, inhale, with the option to float the foot and tap the foot. Good, last 3 here. And one more time. Nice, now leave the knee up and bend the elbow. We've got that tricep extension. Extending the lower arm and bending with the option to extend the leg as the elbow bends. Nice and controlled and slow. The last 4, 3, and one more time. And release that handle. Very nice job, guys. Now you should have had your long leg springs hooked up. Again, mine are at number 5, which was standing hip height. I'm gonna put my feet into the loops. And I'm gonna bring the ring in between my ankles, right above the ankle bones. Tailbone nice and heavy, shins parallel to the floor. Give that circle a little bit of a squeeze. Take a breath, inhale here, and then exhale, press your legs forward. Inhale, slowly bring the knees back in, and exhale, press the legs forward. Tailbone nice and heavy, back of the ribs is soft against the mat. And if you need more tension, you could always scooch further away from the wall. If you need less, you could lower your springs or scooch a little bit closer to the wall. Last 3. And one more. Now let's hold the legs out and just squeeze and release the ring from the upper inner thighs. For 8, 7, 6, the last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the legs up to the ceiling. Tailbone stays heavy. Lower the legs back forward. And again, lift and lower. Let's do 4 more here. And 1. Hold the legs back forward and squeeze and release the ring for 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to circle the legs right, up to the ceiling, left, and around. Right, up to the ceiling, left, and around. Last 2 this way. Last time. Come center, reverse it. The circles are happening at the pelvis. So everything above the pelvis is steady. Last 2. Last time. And then hold the ring forward. Last 8 squeezes. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees. Remove the ring. Place the ring between your hands with the elbows down on the ground. Stretch your legs up to the ceiling. Lower the legs forward, out to the sides, around and up. And just hold a gentle pressure inward on your ring. Good. Last 3 this way. And reverse direction. Last 3, and 2, and 1. And then carefully bend those knees. We'll take our straps off, place them down, come up to seated, and turn yourself onto your belly. With your feet about the width of the mat, with the ability to lift your feet and not hit the tower behind you, and the arms extended forward. Palms on the top cushion. Take a breath, inhale here, and exhale, slide your shoulders down your back. On your next inhale, lift your head, neck, and chest forward and up, coming into back extension. And then exhale, lower forward and down. And big inhale. And exhale. Last two here. And one more. And then hold the upper body in a bit of back extension and flutter kick the legs from the glutes for 8, 7, 6, last 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Prop your hands underneath your shoulders. Come up onto hands and knees. Let's take that ring briefly between the wrists. Gentle pressure in with the inner wrists. Take a breath, inhale, and lengthen the spine. And then exhale, tuck the tailbone under and around the spine. And inhale to lengthen, finding that back extension. And exhale to round. Last 4. And 3. And one more time. And relax. And you guys are all done. I hope you like that Springboard plus Magic Circle workout. Please leave me a comment or question down below and let me know what you'd like to see next, what you liked about that workout, etc. Please become a member, join us so that you can have so much more access to so many more videos and discussion with me. And I will see you guys again soon. Thanks.